Hey guys, I'm live. I'm a little late, I know. Was at work. Just got home 20 minutes ago. So, don't know what to tell you. But we're gonna cook a Dubai taco here. I'm pretty beat, pretty tired. Like I said, I just got home from work. So I'm probably, I don't know. My father isn't home yet, so maybe I'll just make two and he can have one when he gets home. So I'll make two of them. So, anyways, we're gonna start the Blackstone here. The new Blackstone. And the first thing we gotta do, open up the gas. And I'm only gonna turn on one side too. I'm gonna turn it right down pretty low. Not gonna go too high on this cook. And now I'm gonna make a sauce, so I'll be right back with stuff. Mm. Rain TV. Exploding monkey. Uh, I exploded monkey. I just got it pretty much. I seasoned it on Saturday night. Made some ground beef that I marinated last night, and now I'm finally cooking on it for the first time. So far as what I can see out of it, I'm really gonna like it. But I haven't even cooked on it yet, so we gotta do that right now. So I kind of like to just hang out and drink beer, but you know, one section got my new ramp. Nice new ramp, Mark. Sweet. We're gonna make a pretty simple sauce. I wonder. See this? These are the things I'm wondering. So, Mad Scientist Barbecue. I don't know if I told you this, but when they made the the dish, this Dubai taco for him, and told him the ingredients, they said he could share the ingredients to the dish, and And as long as he plugs 77 Texas Barbecue in Dubai on their with their Instagram, so that maybe they get a few views. I told you guys the other night, if you got Instagram, go to 77 Texas Barbecue, give them a follow. The only thing they didn't do for this is they told what's his name, Jeremy, how to make the sauce, but then told them they can't share the sauce. And all I could reveal was ketchup mayo base. So pretty simple, right? I mean, ketchup mayo base, yeah, why not? I'm gonna have to get my laser thermometer. All right, I think I got everything. Let's see what's saying. 300 about. It's getting there. 360 is where the Maillard reaction starts. Maillard. Arabian spice. Cardamom. Everything that I used last night. I already spiced up the meat. It's got cardamom in it, which I guess what you could call Indian or whatever. And a few other things in there. Not really Arabic though. It's kind of that's the thing. The 77 or 77 Texas Barbecue in Dubai does Texas barbecue. So I don't know. I'll tell you, it's got a lot of spices in it. It does have a lot of spices in it, for sure. It has instant coffee too, which I don't know if that's so much of an Arabic thing or not, but it's kind of cool. We're gonna find out how it tastes here in a little bit. It won't be long. I don't know where my camera went. Hold on. There it is. What a pain in the butt sometimes. Okay. Yeah, I'm on my mic here. Get mic'd up. Drink some more of this. Smoke some of this. And let's get started here. So gonna put all the stuff for sauces in this bowl. We're gonna start off with ketchup. Approximately that much. We're gonna go in with some Kewpie mayonnaise. Right there. Don't need much more. Little Grey Poupon. About that much. Lee & Perrins. What's this here sauce? Wash your sister sauce. The sauce. I don't know what you want to call it. Put some of that in there. So for a little bit of just a little bit of a spicy factor. Sriracha is not hot if you think it's hot. Okay, if you think it's hot, then it might be hot for you. But and I'm going in with sriracha there. Just to give it a little bit. We're going to mix that right up. And that's all there is to that. Quick sauce. Okay, into this thing. Now, this is where you get this. This is where you're going to see the magic. Let's see what we're at. 330. We're not real hot. That's why, like I said, I'm kind of learning this. I'm going to give it a little bit more flame in there. I know if I put a lot of flame in there, if I turn that all the way up, that's going to go to like 600 degrees. And I don't want that. I wanted to get up to 360, 400. Not much higher. Hey, Phil Fun. What's up, buddy? These are going to be my tools. I'll show you. I got some Boar's Head American white cheese. And I got some flour tortillas. And I need some gloves. And I need to pack this pipe first. I need to just pack this pipe, right? Mustard Plaster. What's up, buddy? Taco Monday. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, been doing some framing at work. I'm going to make a video of that. Do an old-fashioned Smith contracting video. As long as he stops yelling at me. Quit your yelling. Whoever, we putting up some pretty good wall. We got 80 feet of walls left to do in this place. And then we're on to rafters. We set the ridge tomorrow, though. Don't mind framing. Not something I want to do every day. I can call him anyways. I call you anyways, Rocket.
I got to turn down the volume on the TV because it's going to be 2 minutes behind or 2 seconds behind.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's see what we jumped up to now. We're there. Cut down the heat, the flame just a little bit. Yeah, looks good, right?
Yeah, with one of these things, same way I do.
Wow, I just use my hand.
No, this is perfect.
Okay, I gotta get some gloves.
Where's my love?
I'll be back with some gloves, guys. Got myself all bottlenecked in here. Yeah, it's a nice cozy little spot though. I got a smoker behind me. I got, a Blackstone here. I got Weber over there. I got the Weber pizza oven over there ish, whatever you want to call that thing that I made. So, camera pointed down at the griddle here. Hey, thanks, buddy. It took a while.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, when I did buy it, took a long time.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I just want to make that.
Yeah. You ain't doing that right off. What's the thing is it's it was kind of the same thing as my smoker here. My smoker, you had to do a burn off to burn off any of the residue left from the factory.
Yeah, absolutely. Same thing with any smoker. We did the same thing with ours.
Yeah. There's not much that you can just. I mean, the Weber grill. You can throw. Although you have to, with the new grate, you should let it burn off a little bit of the new grate too. So, I guess nothing's really plug and play like that.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I think it's time for a shot. I'm going to pour myself a shot. I think so. Good idea. I wasn't going to say that, but that's okay. You covered that.
Okay. This goes up and down pretty quick. I'm really noticing that you heat it up, And then when you turn the heat down, it really cools down pretty fast, actually. Which isn't a bad thing, because I can adjust the heat quicker. But let's make some tacos. I like this little side thing too. And it's got a shelf down on the bottom there that you can't see, but it's there.
Underneath. Yeah, I got the same one.
Yep.
It's actually exactly the same grill, but yours doesn't have the full point that mine does where it pulls up into the wall.
Right. Right. Yours are got the cross legs. Yep.
So I got all the foldable one for the same money that you got the one with the lid.
Yep.
I want a lid.
Yeah. I don't have to move it. Mine isn't really mobile. I'm going to set these off to the side.
Napkin doesn't quite work.
And that's about how big I'm going to make them. I don't think I need to make them any bigger than that. Or any smaller either. Okay. Now, are we ready? Dubai tacos. A little bit of heat on that. Get that one there. That one there. Now, this is where the whole thing changes. Because instead of using the paper to make your smash burgers, you would put parchment paper or whatever in between so it didn't stick. You smush that right down on there. Okay, there's two of them. That was pretty perfect, right? I got that burger size just perfect. Almost. I mean, there's a little bit there, tiny bit there. Pretty close though. If that was over there, it'd be perfect. Here, I'll cheers you. I don't have a shot out here, but I actually don't. I only have brandy inside. So
Oh, you're down to bare minimum, huh?
yeah, but we'll cheers. Cheers to everybody. Cheers to all of you out there watching. Cheers to Mark and Heidi. Cheers to Exploding Monkey, Phil Fun, Mustard Blaster, and Rain TV. Cheers all around. I don't think there's anything I'm forgetting here. Got some cheese though. I can eat. Oh.
I think tonight, well, Heidi's still awake. I'm gonna fire up that small one.
So,
Drag her in there for a little while.
what was I gonna say? Oh, I get that game on Wednesday.
Wednesday? Okay.
Yeah, I get the golf game. I got a golf game.
Speaking of Wednesday, this week Wednesday, I told Nick that I would pick him up and we would meet you around 5 in Newcomb.
Okay. Doing some real golf.
Yeah, day after tomorrow.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Yeah, you might have to remind me in the morning.
All right.
First thing in the morning, you know.
I'll send you a text message. Usually you don't forget text messages.
Mm-hmm.
I know how you forget conversations. I do that a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Even though I'm pretty much sober right now, so
I am too, actually.
okay. Here we go. Perfect. Get this one over. Look at that cross. That made a very nice crust. I'd be able to level that one off, but that made a real nice crust there, guys. Real nice crust. I'm loving that. Loving it. Loving it. Real cheese. I don't know if I'm going to put more cheese. I don't think I need more cheese than that either.
No.
Slice per. Hmm. Yeah, I eat for protein.
Yeah.
That's about it too. I mean, there's not much, you know.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
You said you need a grill press.
Yeah, I know. I think actually looking in the cupboards, I think I have something here that my mother must have had. What I'm gonna have to do is get the spray bottle and get some water and clean this up at the end here. Yeah, yeah. There's no reason to turn on the other burner. I'm just trying to get these crisp.
I can tell you that that's why it's working a little bit, though, so your Blackstone is flopping back and forth on the top.
Hmm?
Because it's hotter on the one corner and cold on the other.
No, it's not hopping.
It was.
No, that's just that does it when it's not even on. Hmm.
Okay, that's unusual for a new.
There's a little movement. I don't know. Maybe I don't have it back far enough or whatever, but there's a little movement on the top. I mean, you can see it right there. That. No. Oh, I see it. Ha. This side isn't in all the way. This side, yeah, the little peg thing. Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it when it cools off. Right, right. I get you there. Now that it's doing that, but
I've experienced the same thing. If you only put one burner on, it gets a little floppy like that. One side gets hot and it's melted. And fun.
right.
So
No, that
you wanna try to keep those
that little peg is right out of his thing. Here, check it out.
for the most part. You want to keep both burners on when you use those.
See how the peg is out?
Huh?
See how that peg is out?
The peg is out. No, I can't. Oh, I'm looking on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the TV.
Ha!
Oh, all right. Yep.
Yeah, see how that?
That's,
I just gotta slide it back, push it down, and slide it again.
right. But what I'm telling you, Bruce, is when the heat on it is one-sided,
Yeah,
it'll work like that anyway.
yeah, it'll probably turn like that, and then when it cools off, it'll go back to normal.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Keeping the center of your hot spot,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you have cool to either side, and then you don't warp the grill.
Told you all my friends had fucking Blackstones, right? Ooh, there. See that? See that crisp I'm getting there? Oh yeah, Dubai tacos, hot dogs, tacos. It is seriously, like I said, it is seriously. If a smash burger and a taco came together and had a child, this would be it. That's a perfect shape too. I like that. Boy, that looks crisp. Huh?
That looks like Bruce's dinner, though.
Well, I'm going. My father isn't home yet. He's at the firehouse. Yeah, I think. Unless he pulled in while I've been doing my live here. But
He's got one of them waiting for him the minute he gets home.
yes, exactly.
Damn, if I didn't have DLC,
Hmm. Yeah, Dubai taco. That's what it is. It's simple. I mean, it's simple and it's not expensive, which, you know, Dubai being one of the richest places on the planet. You know, this is the other reason why I like having that cold side. Because I can just do that. And we're good. But now I have to get. The other thing is, I mean, I understand too. The other thing is, using both sides and having big things on there is going to, season it a little bit more each time. So, not a bad idea, I guess. Oh, inside. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know.
Oh, when
Club soda works good, yep.
Club soda's the best, absolutely.
I don't use any chemicals. There's no chemicals that'll ever go on this. As a matter of fact, when you guys watch me do the seasoning and I cleaned it with a little bit of soap, first thing, that's the only time soap will ever touch this thing. Yep. All right, I gotta get some cleaning stuff for that. I said cleaning stuff. I don't mean cleaning, like. So, yeah, I got one of these. You want one of these? You have one of these?
One of what? Who?
Pasta cutter? Bench scraper?
No, you don't do that with a Blackstone.
Hey, are you looking or what? Look, here. I'll put it there.
There's two different screens to look at.
I know. Confusing you now.
I was talking to Heidi. Yeah, that's a good scraper. Yep, that's perfect tool.
And I don't have a squirt bottle. Someday, this is one of the best tools. This is one of the best tools I use, actually.
I've got more than one.
And yeah, someday I will do a video on the 20 or 10 or whatever most used tools for kitchen that I use. Nah, I don't need any vinegar. It's not that dirty.
Vinegar on it. It just needs hot water. It just needs cold water on that hot grill.
Yeah, it needs to just have some water on it. And yep. If it was really dirty, I would use some vinegar. But it isn't. Yeah, it's only those two things. I only need water. And hot water cleans damn near anything. You get super hot water, It'll take most stuff off. It'll melt. It'll melt a lot of stuff too. See, there's still a little bit of greasiness right in there. That's pretty good right there. Okay, well, we will shut that down, and we'll get a rag on that to dry it off, and then that's done. Food is done. I go all the way upstairs. I can hear everything I'm saying, but you can't. Okay, now we just come in here. Make sure you do not leave water on your griddle. It will eventually eat away that surface that you work so hard to get to look like that, and then it'll rust shortly after. And it's if you've ever put a cast iron pan outside, and it rained on it, and you didn't do anything to it or for it, you know, it rusts real quick. So, oh, you can get them back. You can get them back, but that's not the point.
Yeah, you can get them back. That is the point.
No, that's not the point.
If you ever find an old one that's rusted to shit,
If you
it's garbage, but it's not garbage.
okay, you can yes, you can do that, but you don't want to get there in the first place. Is what I'm saying. That's the point. But you can fix it. Yes, it is not. cast iron lasts you forever, no matter how you treat it. Because you can always bring it back. Now,
It'd be bad to cast iron and still go on.
see, we're down to less than 200 already. So I can pretty much put that lid right back on this baby. Sucker. That worked really good for that char, though. I gotta say that the crust came out really awesome. I'll fix that. Yeah, I gotta get one of those. That's my next thing for it. I got a cover coming. The next thing is a silicone thing.
Okay, but right now, while you're closing that up, take a handful of aluminum foil, and if you open your cover up and look at where the oil goes out the back, when you clean it, stuff some aluminum foil in there so the mouse can't get in.
Oh. Yeah, okay. I get you. All right. Well, I'm gonna take the weird looking one. And I'm gonna let my father have the other one. Perfect looking one. Got a little char on the cheese. I see that. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's not burnt. That's not actually even char, really. It's just a little bit of crispy cheese on there. Take some of the sauce. Put it right on there. And let's see. Let's see if it was really worth the hype, right? Feels a little hot still. Might look like yeah, it's hot, I think. Yeah, it's really hot.
Take a bite. Let's do it.
Ah.
Okay, I'll have a sip.
Mm. Oh, that's pretty good. Wow. It's weird because you can't, out of all the spices I put in there and everything else, from jalapenos to onions to green bell pepper, I cannot taste one thing individually.
Well, no, of course not. If you did it correctly, everything should be all mixed, mashed flavored. You know.
Yes, exactly. Which is really fucking, wow, that's pretty tasty. Okay, that's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Now, Brucey, think about Dover. We're going to go to the Amish market. We're going to be coming home and cooking on that flat top.
Yeah. I don't know. When we get to the Amish market, I got to tell everybody about this. Okay. I haven't really mentioned much about this.
Oh, so I'm spilling the beans.
Kinda. But me, Mark, and Heidi are going to, and Zeke, right, are going to Dover, Delaware to the Monster Mile NASCAR track. And we're going there for, what is it, Wednesday through Monday.
That is our travel itinerary, yes. We leave here on Wednesday morning early. We come back Monday night late.
Right. So, and the whole time we'll be camping in the infield, which hasn't been done in many years.
40 years at Dover.
40 years. It's been 40 years since Dover has allowed people to camp in there. And there's what? 30 sites?
Yes.
So there's 30 sites. So we're one of 30 camps in there. For We get there on Wednesday night. We drink. We go to bed. We wake up Thursday morning. We go to the Amish market. I'm going to try to make a video. I'm going to have to talk to the people there. See how it works. I could just try to secretly do it. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that anyways. I'd rather have, I'd rather be open and everything else. And that is where we are going to get all our food for the whole time that we're going to be there. And I'm going to make separate videos. I'm going to make a couple lives. We're going to do a couple things like that. Zeke will be cooking. We'll even get Heidi to cook.
We got four nights of cooking.
Yeah.
And 4 people to cook.
Yeah. So, well, obviously we all be helping each other out the whole time, but
yes, of course.
But
one of those days we're going to Sambo's.
Yes, the first day, or the first day after the Amish market, we're going to this place, Sambo's.
So we're going to leave the Amish market. We're going to go to Sambo's for seafood, and we aren't even going to eat that first day.
Yeah.
By the time we get back, we're going to be ready to watch the first race.
And drink.
It starts at 6 p.m.
And drink. And drink.
Yes.
But yeah, Sambo's is, I guess, a big seafood place. You guys, Zeke pointed out or something?
It's right on the water.
Right?
You buy their food directly from the boat.
Oh, really?
And they cook it.
We're going to have to make a video of that, too.
Yeah.
So there's going to be lots of videos coming up of that whole trip. That's in July.
Fresher seafood anywhere in the world than you can get it.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Because they're taking it right off the boat.
Right out of the ocean, right there, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice. Cool. And so then we're driving to the coast.
Dover's on the coast.
Close. Yeah.
Well,
how long is it? How long is it to the coast?
The bay that leads into Sambo.
Oh, okay.
So they're on the coast, but they're 5 minutes from the racetrack.
Oh, cool. I didn't know the coast was that close.
No, it's that close.
Huh.
It's so fucking close, Brucey, that it's almost easier to eat at fucking Sambo's every day. But it's too expensive.
Yeah, how much money you got?
I don't have that much money.
Yeah.
Enough to eat there once.
Yeah, exactly.
A year.
I hardly ever go out to any restaurants. Every once in a great while with the family. And when we go on the fishing trips, we go to the restaurants. So it's the only times I actually go out to eat. I'm normally, like we talked about, I'm not the biggest eater. I love to eat food. Don't get me wrong. I love to eat good, tasting, quality, awesome food. I love to try everything.
Right, but I can't eat
But I can't eat a lot of it, yeah.
I can eat everything. But
Yeah.
not a lot of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Yes, and I mean everything.
If we go to a restaurant, we order one meal and share it.
Right?
You know, and we still have leftovers.
There's a little bit, there's a little tiny bit of a spiciness that just came through. I mean, it's small, but it's like it makes the whole thing like, yeah, that's a pretty good taco. I gotta say, that's a pretty good taco. It's simple, easy, cheap.
Yeah.
just all in the technique of smashing the burger with the flour. I could have tried to keep the cheese inside a little bit more to not have this, but I don't mind that. That's actually kind of tasty. I mean, I'm going to put that right there and go, huh? Mm, mm, mm. You know what, though? You could put cheddar in that if you want, or Swiss. It'd get that little pop. Overall, so everything else is like damn near perfect. You guys who watched the video last night, you saw what I put in there. You know why I put in there. And there is, I don't even know. Technically, I don't know what cardamom actually tastes like. I never tasted cardamom, just cardamom. It's got an M on the end. But there is a flavor there that, like, at first I thought it was just the collection of all the balance of all the flavors, but no, there's something else a little bit there. And I think that's the cardamom. I looked because I couldn't find cardamom, and I'm just, at this point, I'm just gonna hang out with you guys and drink a few beers and blah blah blah. I hope you don't mind. But yeah, I wasn't going to use cardamom if I did it Saturday because I couldn't find it in my local grocery store, which is another reason why I made it a 3-part deal anyway. But I looked up substitutes for cardamom, and they told me online you could take cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves and grind them all together. Figure out your own ratios and whatever, and that will come close to mimicking the was it the taste of cardamom. The it's deep. It's yeah.
You're talking about flavors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
With the I'm sorry, I walked away for a little bit. I came back into hearing something about mixing this with that with cloves, and the whole mix to me sounded like dewormer.
yeah, right. Those people over there in Asia don't have any worms, right?
Yeah, right.
But this recipe actually called, if you watched the video last night, you'll see that it called for a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of nutmeg already. So, and it did not call for cloves. But there is what do you call it? A complex flavor there. I think that's a cardamom, really. It really kind of shines through the whole thing, though. Which that's really. Let me try that again. Yeah, this is something that I might have to do again and again, over and over. Sorry if I don't do it live. So you guys coming over for dinner tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
I mean, look at that thing.
Or Slim?
Because I got a lot of that beef. I got to cook a lot of these. Mm, mm, mm.
Heidi had somebody hit her up on her eBay account for some of the coins that she's trying to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So he made an offer of like $5,400 for 3 coins. And he included his personal text number in there. But by using, odds and ends of things. So we sent him back a message through eBay.
Take it.
And he hasn't responded yet. I'm figuring he was a scammer.
Oh, maybe. If anybody is offering you $5,400 for those 3 coins, by all means, take it.
Oh, I will.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No question. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We accepted the offer because he did put an offer out on eBay. We accepted the offer. He's got 4 days to pay.
Right.
And then he also included in his message, I have some questions, and he included without, by putting in dashes and dots and diggings and shit, he included his personal text number. And we sent him back a message on eBay that we're not going to personally text anybody, but we're more than happy to answer any questions he has right here on eBay. He has not gotten back to us yet. That's one of the things that eBay says, right? Straight up, when you start an account, if someone wants to get your personal information or wants to personally text you outside of eBay, they are probably a scammer.
Yeah, they're trying to find out your number.
Yeah.
Yep. You can block your number.
They want to hit you up with, send me the coins and then I'll send you the money.
No, you can't do that either.
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
That's why we stick with straight up through eBay.
Yeah.
We get the money, then we send the shit.
Yeah, I just had a notice on eBay for my, what did I order? Oh, I ordered it was cheap. I ordered a 50-foot USB cord, female to male, A, 3.1, USB 3.1 for $30.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
50 feet.
Yeah.
And everybody gave the guy great ratings and this and that, the seller. Yeah, whenever I go to eBay and I look for, huh?
Why did you need 50 feet? That's a long run.
I don't know. I got it coming now, so.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you never know. 50 feet, I could go out there and, my laptop could be in here, my camera could be looking solely other places, But I could have 2 cameras set up, one 50 feet from me.
You do realize that we're going to have Starlink Wi-Fi at Ripoff from now on.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I could use that 50 feet thing a lot for that.
It's all Wi-Fi, dude.
Yeah.
So I set it in one spot. Everybody has it.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to have that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be cool. And I think Adam BLB should love the hell out of that too, because then he can have internet too.
Yeah, right.
Everybody can have internet at that point.
Streaming music instead of carrying all that fucking equipment.
Yeah, no need to have the movies playing all day. Well, I think Adam likes playing the movies, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
But even you could have movies playing through Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Play the stuff. Nobody knows what that is. I gotta get my charging cord for my phone and another beer.
Okay.
Hi, how you doing? I'm back. I shouldn't just make a funny joke, right? That'd be hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Mark. I need your voice.
Okay, what do you need?
I'm gonna be doing the live. I set up the mic.
Okay.
You have the mic. And you're narrating you're narrating the whole thing.
You want me to narrate?
My cooking show. Yeah, but out of the frame, so you're back, so nobody sees you, and you just narrate the whole cooking show.
Oh, so I would have to hear you, but nobody else could hear you.
Right. Well, if you'd have to be a little farther away, so the mic can't pick me up. But
Oh, you mean when we go to Dover?
oh no, anytime. That could be anytime. Like I'm envisioning right now, we could open up that door that's here, and you could sit out in the yard out there, and you're just sitting out there, you and Heidi, and you're commentating the whole cooking show. It's like think of it as the two old guys in the Muppets.
Oh boy.
Like that's what you guys are doing out there. Peanut gallery, kind of.
Oh,
But you have the mic.
well, that could be really interesting.
And I don't have the mic at all. That'd be hilarious.
The most hilarious thing would be I have to have you in my ear
Yeah, yeah.
telling me what you're doing so that I can narrate accordingly.
And when we could make a script. We could make a script so when I talk, you talk.
Oh, that would be.
So that
There is
so that it looks like your voice is coming out of my mouth.
there's a 2-second delay.
Yeah. Yeah, but not if you're sitting right here. If you're sitting right here, obviously.
Well, yeah, but boy, that'd be interesting.
It'd be hilarious. That just popped in my head. I don't know. You guys tell me.
We'll have
What,
to try that.
what do you think of that idea? Sounds like fun, right?
I could probably make some pretty good jokes for you in the middle of what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to have to get a whole new mindset around how to do that. But I can do it. I know I can do it.
Well, remember when they were going to hire you for the reading of children's books?
Yes.
Same type of thing.
Yep.
Kind of.
Except for we're not talking to children.
Except we're not talking to children. You can probably swear a little.
That's good because I probably will.
Fucking A.
I give a fuck. It is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I think that would be hilarious, though.
We're going to have to give it a try.
Yeah. I think you should do the whole thing for Dover. Yeah. I'll just hand you the mic and you're the guy.
Really? I can do that, but I'm going to have a fucking buzz on before I open the mic up. Because you know I don't talk for shit when I'm sober. I got nothing to say and nobody to talk to when I'm sober.
All you gotta do.
Get me a good fucking buzz on. I probably got something to say.
All you gotta do is act like you're making a video and nobody's watching it right now. You're just making a video, and later on you might edit it, or you might do nothing with it. You're just making a video. That's all you gotta think when you're looking at the camera.
Really?
Even if you're live.
In order to look at the camera and start talking, I'm gonna have to feel like I'm talking to somebody.
Yes, the camera is another person, though. Yes. Hold on.
I'm talking to Bruce,
My father's here.
oh, cool.
I'll be right back.
Yep. No worries.
Think of that thing. I gotta go back out here, though. There, taco delivered.
Nice.
And I smeared some sauce on the rest of mine before I took it inside.
Oh, you didn't sauce him up?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. Absolutely. I just put a little sauce on mine before I brought the sauce inside to him.
A little extra.
Yeah, I need a little more on mine so I can finish it.
There you go.
No, pretty much be good without the sauce, too.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, with the ingredients that you put in there, there's no reason why that should be a bad tasting anything.
You know,
It should be fucking awesome all the way through.
If you didn't fold it over, It'd almost be good to put tomatoes on. But seeing that you're folding it over and you're going to cook the tomato, I don't think that's the best idea.
Yeah, cold tomatoes on that are better.
Cold tomatoes would be better, yes.
I would have to agree with you there.
But it's hard to put them on there because you'd have to open up the whole taco again
To try and put cold tomatoes.
to
in there.
try and put cold tomatoes in there.
That's not.
But you could put tomatoes on the top of it and then use a fork and knife. But then I don't consider that a taco. Yeah, that is no longer a taco or street food. Street food is technically where tacos originated.
Heidi and I have a thing when we do taco night, but we're actually making burritos.
Right.
Because we take the big tortilla shells.
Right.
And we just wrap all the taco ingredients.
But you have the American bastardized taco ingredients. What? Don't get me wrong. I don't mind that.
No, absolutely.
I grew up cooking that. My mother would cook that pound of burger with the taco seasoning and put lettuce, lettuce and tomatoes and cheese and whatever else you wanted out there. Yeah. I don't have a problem with it, but it's American bastardized taco. Yes.
Absolutely. And I love it.
It's good. Oh, somebody commented on my short about the brisket.
Really?
Yeah. It's a foreign person. They did it in different language, so I pressed, translate to English. I don't know if they translated it right, but like the guy said, like I think speaking of Americans in general, or Texans in general, or barbecue in general, he was like, kind of look, they burn the meat and think it's delicious. I'm still confused on it. But I thought, yeah, I was like, huh? I'm my only comment to that, which I haven't put it out there yet, but my only comment to that is yes.
I already made my comment. True story. It's okay.
Uh-huh.
We don't care.
Because literally, yes, you do bring it up. You bring up a brisket to over 200 degrees, just like you do ribs. But ribs, the spare ribs, you actually get hotter. You go up to 208, 209, 207. I wouldn't go above 210. Otherwise, you're falling off the bone.
I like falling off the bone.
So right. Brisket, though, you're going to 203. 203.
Okay.
220 low. Just over 200. Sometimes you're going for I don't have my thermometer out here, but probe tender. There's a point. 190 is when the collagen really starts to turn to gelatin. So it's like super soft, and as I'm to say, to just give you a little thing about it. When you're cooking the brisket in the first place, you got your smoker at like 225, maybe 250, depending. I should have probably done that last brisket at 250 because it took way too long. But the outside fat layer that you leave on will get to that 190 mark rather quickly. But when you probe it to find the temperature, you're going into the middle of meat, which hasn't even begun to warm up.
Yeah.
So that's what you're looking for ultimately, is to have that great crust in the top layer of fat rendered. Like you take your finger with your glove on it and you put it into the fat and you just press a little bit, and when your finger just kind of glides right into it, you're ready to wrap that shit. The internal temperature, though, will only be 160 to 180, depending on your smoker and what temp you have it. You have to get your internal temperature. You have to get your internal temperature over 190 at least to be able to render the fat inside the brisket instead of just outside the brisket.
Right.
So normally, when you hit 190, yeah, when you hit 190, you go. It starts to climb, and it starts to climb rapidly at 190. It's way after the stall. It's way after all that shit, and at that point it jumps pretty quick, and then 203 or probe tender, like I said. Once that probe goes, it's hard to tell because you put it through the paper, and running it through the butcher paper is kind of tough because you got a pretty good couple layers of butcher paper. But when you get through that, you got to kind of hit it and then pull it up and know that you're through the paper and just try and go through the meat and see what it feels like. When it feels like butter, that's done.
So last season, I was gifted 2 different smokers. So now I have 3 of them.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. Yeah, you got 1.5, or yeah, okay, I'll say 2.5 smokers.
I was thinking I had 2 smokers.
Yeah, okay.
Because that little tiny one doesn't look like it's gonna do much.
I don't think it's even gonna really. I'm sure we could get it to work, but
yeah, it'll function, but it's not.
no. We could take it to Dover. That'd be hilarious.
It still wouldn't smoke enough.
No, I know, but it'd be still hilarious.
I would still rather have one of the other smokers.
We'll put something in the thing for 3 days. See what happens.
The wood-fired smoker would be the best one to bring to Dover.
Yeah. We don't. I don't. Yeah, this thing's way too heavy.
Right. I'm not gonna bring a smoker to Dover though.
No, it's not worth it. Huh.
We're just gonna bring
Seriously, we could. Seriously,
regular pots and pans.
Blackstone regular pots and pans, and I think I'm gonna pick up one of them little charcoal grills.
Yep, the little hibachi style.
Yeah, little $20 jobbers.
Something to throw a couple of steaks on real quick. And
Yeah.
charcoal them.
Yeah, charcoal them and finish them elsewhere. It doesn't matter.
Run them right on the charcoal. Fuck that.
Or run them all. Yeah, straight on the charcoal.
Yeah.
That's the way I like the meat. I mean, medium rare.
I totally agree with you there. I think we should have a little charcoal grill with that.
Yeah.
Have an outside gas grill, extra gas grill with that. It's got what I have is one 10-inch round burner outside.
Yep.
And the connection for the fucking Blackstone.
Right.
So
in the end, I mean, a Blackstone.
Basically, it's a Blackstone with a side burner.
A Blackstone, a burner, and a charcoal. That's all we need.
Yep. That would be fucking awesome. That'd be a great kitchen, outdoor kitchen.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you got your charcoal that you can do your steaks. You got your black stone for like bacon in the morning stuff, and even some stir fry. Even if we wanted to do it, Uh,
Absolutely.
and boiling water.
On the Blackstone is fucking great.
It'll be nice to have a burner to be able to boil water and stuff like that. Maybe do a pasta dish one night. I don't know.
And we do have that burner sitting right there outside available.
Right, exactly. So that's all we need. Yeah, yeah. You don't have to pack your whole gas grill.
No, I'm not gonna take the gas grill. If you're gonna do a charcoal, like a little hibachi thing,
Yeah, it's going to be a tiny thing.
that's all we need.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I
if
mean,
you're gonna
the way
do
we
that,
eat,
I'm not
4
gonna pack
steaks
gas.
will feed us for 3 nights.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But that,
Between the four of us, it's gonna cost more for the alcohol than it will for the food.
yes, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here.
I guess I just laid a little reality on that one.
Yeah, but that I will be really interested to see what this Amish market is selling, though.
Dude, they have everything.
Yeah.
And nothing.
Yeah, no.
You have to
Yeah, nothing bad.
have vision. You have to walk in there saying, "Oh my God, what are we gonna eat this week?"
Yeah,
And then you go in there and you say, "Oh my God, that looks so. Oh my God, that looks so. Oh my God," and you've already bought 10 things and you ain't even made it halfway through.
yeah. And you're getting things for home when you get home. Yeah. Stick these in the freezer. Stick these in the freezer.
That's what's gonna happen.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I hear you.
That it's only gonna cost from the Amish market. It's gonna cost us about $60 for all the food we need for the whole time we're there.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna spend $200 by yourself.
Yeah.
So am I.
Right.
That's the way it's gonna be.
Probably.
Well, I'm gonna bring so much shit back home.
Yeah. Well, I haven't even seen the place, so I can't even. The way you're talking about it, though, I'm thinking I'm better bring some more money than I thought I was gonna.
You better bring some extra money just for the Amish food.
Mm-hmm.
Like 200
Okay.
extra just for the Amish food to bring home with you.
Okay, that's in the budget, I guess.
It has to be because it's gonna happen, whether you expect it or not.
Yeah, right.
You might as well include it now because it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I've not been able to go there and just like control myself to what I have to eat now. I can't do it because I can't walk in there and get away with that. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. I like I told you, I still want to make a video of it too.
Yes, absolutely.
And I would love to get one of the Amish people to be able to be friendly to it.
I think I don't know. I never asked those people down there about.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
They're definitely into capitalism. You know what I mean? Because they're making tons. They're making fucking bang. Dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh, 824 to 850. What's that?
824 to 850.
851. 6, 26, 27 minutes. Right?
I don't know.
Well, 824, 834, 844, 854. 27 minutes.
20 something.
Went from 20% to 58. No, 68.
Oh, battery charging.
68 anyway. I think that's man, I'm losing it, Mark. I'm losing it.
Using the video and the recording and everything else.
16. No, 59. It is 59. Just turned to 59. While talking to you and everything else. Yep.
Yeah, I know. I totally get that. My
That's
phone-
pretty good.
I mean, I plugged my phone in a little while ago, and it was at 40%. It's at 61% now.
Right.
And we've just been talking and doing whatever.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. I'll do some kind of video for Smith's Contracting.
Oh, for Smitty's contracting.
Yeah. Well,
My beer's empty. I'm gonna have to walk away and go get another one.
tomorrow is gonna be big. I mean, the last few days have been big, but tomorrow is gonna be big. Remember that the pictures of that big Versa lamb?
Yes.
Well, tomorrow we're putting the three of them together and setting the ridge in place.
Wait for board fucking lemons.
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of.
I told you they're all fucking glue.
Oh yeah, they're completely glue. Yes.
If it wasn't for the glue, they'd be nothing.
No, they just fall. Well, obviously they'd be dust.
Yes. Exactly.
But yeah, 42
I
footers.
don't like that, Bruce.
42 footers going up tomorrow. 3 of them. 14. It'll end up being 1. Let's see, 1 3/4, 3.5, 4 1/4, 5 1/4 inches wide, and 13 7/8. Or yeah, 5 1/4 by 13 7/8. 42 foot long.
And it's fucking glue.
And it's all glue, yes.
And wood chips.
And wood chips, yes.
Yeah, fuck all of that.
Well, if it didn't have the wood chips, it wouldn't work either. So
If it didn't have the glue, the fucking wood chips wouldn't hold together.
right. Well, that if it didn't have the wood chips, the glue would have nothing to hold together.
So what happens when that glue gets wet for 20 years?
I don't know. You ever fucking put one outside for 20 years?
What's going to happen after 20 years is the whole fucking beam's going to fail.
Yeah. Well, this thing's sitting as a ridge, so obviously it gets covered. But
It's covered until it leaks.
yeah,
And then when it
it starts to leak. When 50-year shingles, I'm gonna be fucking dead and gone when that thing starts to leak. When it needs a new roof, I'm not going to be there to put a new roof on it.
Yeah, you probably won't give it a fuck at that point.
Nope. Are you kidding?
What I'm saying is, eventually,
We're not putting the roof on either. Thank God.
that shit is going to get dripped on. And it's just going to soak in that fucking water forever. And so
Yeah.
you're going to notice.
Well, there's tons of them in tons of houses, though. And I've never heard of one failing, so.
Well, they're too fucking new.
Yeah, yeah. Wait 150 years from now. We'll see what happens then.
That's when it's going to be prevalent.
Yeah, yeah. 150 years, dude.
You take an old barn right now that's 100 years old. Some of them are tilting. They're starting to fall over, and you can repair that. Others
Is it worth it?
just fucking fine. And the ones that are fucked up are the ones that got wet.
Oh, gotta turn the gas off. Nobody reminded me to turn the fucking gas off. Thanks.
You're supposed to remember that one by yourself.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, of all the buildings that I've ever met that are 100 years old or more, the only ones that are fucked up are the ones that got wet.
Yeah. Yep.
There's 100-year-old buildings out there that all the timbers have been bone dry their entire life, and they're absolutely fucking fine. They look just like they were 100 years ago.
So, what are you saying? What are you saying? Wait. What are you saying? What are you specifically saying? It's all about building the building right so it doesn't ever leak? I mean,
Well, that's a big factor.
we're probably going to grace the whole fucking thing.
But there's, well, all right, I'll give you that. That's a good start.
We usually do. I mean, it is, well, obviously we have to.
With me, Bruce, how many roofs did I
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
I'm gonna put grease on the whole fucking thing. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I don't want it to get fucking wet. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the building last 100 extra fucking years.
Yeah.
Just because I'm gonna use grace all the way to the peak instead of fucking tar paper.
Well, one spot on this building, two spots. There's two big dormers. It starts off upstairs. It starts off with six walls, where the vaulted ceiling will start.
All right, yeah.
And on one side it has like how 3 or 4 feet of that, and then it jumps up to 9 something to be like 8-12 ish pitch. So it's a dormer. It's a dormer on that side, on both sides. So if you think about it, both sides come in 12-12, and then it goes up to an 8-12 dormer style with windows.
Yeah, that's fine.
And one dormer is longer than the other.
Yeah, that's fine. That doesn't matter.
And they're 40 foot. That span is 40 foot between those two. That's the upstairs is 40 foot.
Yeah.
40 by 30.
Grace the fuck out of it.
Mm-hmm. So yes, that has to be graced because of the pitch. The 12-12 technically doesn't have to be, but I like to do it anyways. If we're doing the whole thing, why not?
Put aluminum under the grace, and then again over.
Yeah.
Under would be great.
Well, we always put up the flashing pieces, and for the most part, we're just gonna probably have a roofing company come in and do that part. We'll do the ice and water, and then somebody else will come in and do all the shingles.
Okay.
I'm hoping, anyways, because I don't want to fucking get stuck doing that.
I'm going to suggest the first option is the best option. In all of the valleys, put the metal in before you put the grace down.
There's no valleys though.
No, you got a dormer.
Yeah. It's a dormer that it's a dormer shed roof style dormer.
Oh, okay.
There's no peak to it. You know what I mean? It just the pitch of the roof just changes.
Right, I understand. I got that.
I mean,
It's not a reverse cable going back in
Right, right. Usually,
Valley.
usually what we do is we'll run that Grace ice and water right over and then run it up 16 inches onto the wall right there.
Wall, yeah.
And then we'll put our flashing in afterwards.
The step flashing goes in when the roofing goes on,
Yeah,
and then the siding goes on after.
right.
Yep.
Yep. Which will be me with siding. I think that'll be
16 inches up the fucking side of that wall.
huh?
The grease, ice, and water goes 16 inches up the side of that wall, no problem.
Yeah, yeah. You can put it as far up as you want.
Yeah, like, but for my thought process is I would take the grace and just split it in half, run it vertical up the roof, one side up the wall and the other side on the roof,
Yeah, I remember that.
down each side,
I remember.
and then
Yeah.
fill in between with the regular whatever tar paper you're using or felt.
Yeah, and you put almost a. I remember you put almost a double layer on there.
Yep.
So that when you ran the pieces over, you weren't. You could stop it in the corner and it was still covered.
Yep.
I remember that. Some things I still remember. Hey, my memory is mostly gone, but
For the most part,
just kidding.
everything I did was to make it not fucking leak.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that's how we do it though. Is we just run it right up the wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
It makes absolute good sense. Go right up the wall.
Oh yeah.
16 inches.
And
Then put your metal later. So the metal takes care of the.
plus, Mark, when I do the siding, well, obviously we'll do the Tyvek over top of all that. And I think that's sometimes we'll put the fucking 15 weight felt paper on the wall underneath the siding. For the bark though, I need a whole shit ton of 15 weight felt paper, at least 15 weight.
Oh, you don't use the 30-pound under that?
It wouldn't be bad. You can. They don't specify that. They just say you need felt paper under it. What you do is you cut the felt paper right in half. I've taken a chop saw and taken a whole roll of felt paper, cut it right the fucking half.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then you run you put your bucky on. You know how your siding
Yes.
is kicked out because each row lies on the other row, and so it makes it naturally kicked out. So your first row needs to be kicked out somehow. So you put a kicker on there, what we call a kicker. I walk around. It sounds like I'm drunk. Walk around. Give me a kicker. But anyway, then you put a row of that felt paper down so that the factory side is hanging down, and you put it down just at the edge of the kicker, and then when you put your siding on, your first row hangs about a quarter to a half inch below the kicker, and then you strike a line for your next row, and you put another row of felt paper around, and you put it right around the corner, bend it, and crease it and fold it. Don't rip it, don't cut it. You fold it and everything else right around the corner, and then you put your next row of bark on.
Really nice, actually, because it's double the thickness of the 15-pound felt.
Yeah.
But it's also double the difficulty to work with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I can see where 15-pound felt would be just fine.
Yeah.
It
And you go row after row. Every row gets that.
Right. There has been, and there still is, an ongoing argument between architects about tieback versus wallpaper.
Yeah, it's always been that argument. I know.
On the outside of the building, what does it fucking matter? The reality is the 15-pound felt has got gaps in it every 3 feet going up the roof, up the wall. So there's your, you can exit your gases there.
Well, like you know,
it absolutely is impermeable to water.
like you know, yeah, like you know, and I know, it's not all that good to have the lowest moisture and the lowest airflow in the house either.
Yeah, I know, I agree.
You need the house to breathe.
Well, that's, they have this whole fucking Energy Star program, right?
Yeah.
I went to school for that shit.
Yeah, I remember.
They talked about sealing up between the fucking pieces of plywood.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucking bullshit.
I've seen that shit. I've seen them that shit.
And it's still fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm schooled. They taught me that this is the way it's supposed to be, and I'm like, no, you're fucking idiots.
Well, I've been a firm believer.
If it don't breathe.
Yeah. I've been a firm believer of that for a long time because I worked for a guy up in Indian Lake. And it was a nice place, I'll tell you. He does a nice job. He is an expert fucking carpenter, craftsman, builder, contractor, whatever you want to call him. And I give him all the props in the world because he taught me a lot of shit. But he bragged about having to open the window to be able to start a fire in this house. And I thought, even back then, I don't think that's all of that of a good thing.
No, that's not good at all.
Yeah. I never thought it was.
Air, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it needs the air. It needs that constant flow of air to fucking dry everything out and keep everything dried out. And a little bit of moisturize as well.
If you eliminate the flow of air,
right,
and no air can get in or out, and you just breathe in there.
Yeah, that's another thing too. It's stagnant. Yeah. Stagnant air.
Yeah, you're going to create a toxic environment because you're going to create carbon dioxide.
Yeah, and I never thought about that part, but yeah, same. But that to me, all of that, and it takes away so much of the moisture in the wood that is supposed to be there, because you can obviously there's a certain percentage of moisture in all wood, otherwise it would be dust.
Well, yeah, but
so if you
kiln dry a piece of lumber, you take out 98% of the moisture.
Right, at that point
there's no more shrinkage.
Yeah. But you don't want to make it too dry. You want to have that airflow.
Well, you have to have air flowing over your lumber while it's drying, regardless of the temperature that you're drying it at.
Well, even in your house, though,
air dried will take 2 years to lose.
Well, maybe.
80% of the moisture. It's 1 year per inch.
Right.
Of thickness.
Right.
You can stick it in a kiln and dry that same son of a bitch in 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all done through heat and moisture extraction.
Right.
So, a slow kiln, well, a slow kiln really is just leaving it outside and letting nature do its thing. And
Right.
the only way that happens is you have to keep it from getting wet. You can't let it get wet by being rained on. You have to keep it in a dry environment, and you have to just let the air, you have to keep it separated.
Keep them separated.
Yeah, keep it separated. And let the air dry it out. So there's constantly motion of air over all the boards. And again, like I said, the general rule is 1 year per inch of board thickness to fully dry a board.
Right.
Air drying.
Right. Right. But
There's all of the boards that I put on the walls on that little job up there at Ridge Road,
yeah.
they are now a half an inch smaller than they were when I put
Well, there's you know, the other reason, the probably the main reason why you put all those rows of felt paper underneath that bark.
the main reason. Oh, because the bark don't hold water out.
No,
Every
no, no.
where there's a gap in it,
Well,
there's a potential leak.
no, that's well, that's not the main reason. Not really.
No, but it's true.
It is true, but if you stagger your joints properly, it shouldn't ever be a problem, anyways. What is it, though? What was the other thing? Although I have seen it fail. I'm not gonna argue with you with totally with that, because there was this deck and there was this roof and there was this drippy, and there was this rotten part, and I don't know. Yeah, we had to fucking replace it. But anyways, it's to cover the gaps when it does shrink a little,
Oh yeah,
because you don't want to see the white lines of Tyvek.
yeah. But and behind it, you're just going to see the tar paper. But that little line, that little bit of tar paper, is the only thing stopping it from leaking.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's stopping it pretty good from leaking too. Yes.
Yeah, but at some point that will fail. It's a question of when. That is actually a really good idea for seniors. I just saw that.
I gotta get a beer too. Hold on, I'll be back. Month exactly. I forget these things. There was a little bit of sriracha in it. That's the spice you're getting.
Put something in there.
Yeah. Got right in the fridge. There's sink if you like.
No.
Wash it right out, yeah. You can only have one.
Kinda. Yeah.
Hi, kitty. Did you guys see the kitty? No, probably not, huh? There was a kitty that just came in here and just went out of here real fast when I got here.
Oh. Just a neighborhood cat?
Oh, here, kitty. You can have the last little bit. He was moving pretty damn fast, too. He was moving and grooving. He took off. She, whatever.
Pat Cunningham used to tell these stories. You don't even want to hear it because they're bad.
All about cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feral cats at the dump.
Oh, yeah.
When
Back in the day, there were
Pat Cunningham was a kid,
a lot of cats around here.
were
People think
horrible.
people think we have a problem with feral cats right now. Back in the day, it was like, holy fuck. There's a lot of cats out there.
Pat
There
used to
there
tell
was
me-
hundreds of cats.
Pat told me that him and his teenage friends
Yeah,
would go to the dump and shoot cats for fun.
yeah. Oh, there was a whole fucking shit ton of them. Yeah,
Just to get rid of the cats because there were so fucking many cats.
yeah, yeah. We had way too many. Back in the day, I remember growing up, we had a cat named Charlie. He was a big tomcat, and he was big. He was bigger than Jim. His yeah, he was big. He used to come home with half his ear ripped off and cuts and slices there and bruises there and just all of them fought.
Yep.
And it just went till Charlie one night just didn't come home anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was brutal.
Stray cat strut right there.
Oh, it was brutal. He was a fucking fighter though, that cat. You knew he won that because he'd be coming home looking at you going to see the other fucking guy.
He made it home.
Yeah, exactly.
The other guy didn't.
He was a big cat though.
It goes down when there's a lot of cats.
Yeah, and there was a lot of cats. I know. I remember it back in the day. You used to go out here every night and hear the fucking cat fights. Yeah.
They'd be after each other.
And you could hear them. There was a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. That's because humans made the mistake of bringing them to an environment and then allowing a few of them to get loose and become wild.
Yeah,
And then we've retaken the
because they're already pretty much instinctually wild as that goes. My cats aren't. My cats, I came home the other day, and yeah, I came home the other day, and the back door was open. I'm like, the back door's open. So I get out of my truck, I go in, and around the corner, and yeah, no, I didn't even, that's not even the worry at all. I rounded the corner though, and I said, I saw my father sitting at the table, and I'm like, hey, the back door was open. And when I tried to close it, by the way, when I came in first and tried to close it, I noticed that the deadbolt was just sticking out a little bit. Must have got turned a little bit, and when he tried to close it, it just kind of hit that, and it never closed. And then it kind of slowly just swung back open. But I'm like, huh, no need to look for the cats because I know they're still in there. And they look at that outdoors and they go, "Oh fuck no."
One night about 2 weeks after we got back from fucking Florida with the cats, the back door got opened and both cats were outside.
Yeah.
And I just looked out there and I says, "What are you guys doing?" And they both ran right the fuck back in the door.
Yeah.
As soon as I said that. And I closed the back door and I blocked it, and that's not been open since for them. And actually, and they have not been out any doors since then.
Yeah.
Heidi wants to try and take them to Dover.
We have to find out the rules on that.
We have to find out the rules on that first. That's absolutely correct. The other thing is, if the rules say we can bring them, then we need to.
That's your guys' responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. To me, that means.
I mean, I give you a hand here and there, but.
No, to me, that means I need to get an enclosure.
Boy.
That attaches to my canopy. It's all screened, so that we have a screened-in area with the canopy open, just in case one of the critters gets out. So I'm not really willing to spend an extra $400 or $500 for shit we don't need. I personally would rather talk to Shauna.
Yes.
And have her come over and take care of the kitty cats for a week.
Yeah. It's not that long.
No, 5 days.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion.
I'm agreeing with you.
Thanks.
I like kitties. I like your kitties. I like having kitties around, but
I think for that little excursion,
kitties need to stay home. Yes.
So does Munchie.
Yeah.
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 That's my plan. And my plan is to have a nice long talk with Shauna and have her hopefully come over at least once a day. Twice would be better, but at least once a day. And I'm more than happy to pay her to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let her know.
Yeah. Yeah, because if she could come over and let if she could figure out a schedule where she could come over twice a day and feed Munchie and let him out twice a day, and let the cats. Well, cats just need to be fed once a day, whatever. They don't need much of anything except for clean out the litter box every 3 or 5 days.
I think she'd be willing to do that.
But Munchie's the big thing. He's twice a day. He's the big take care of him guy. Because he's got to go out and poop, and he's got to do his thing, you know. The cats have all their stuff already set up in here. They don't need to do much. They got automatic feeders. They got fucking automatic litter box. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And their cats.
And their cats.
Yeah, they don't care about anything. Well, that's the thing. You say putting cats back in the wild. I mean, cats have always been in the wild.
Yeah. They don't believe they're captive.
Yeah.
They believe they're the king.
Yeah. You are their servants. Yes.
Yes, that's what they think.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question about that in my mind.
It's what is it? Furry little supreme overlords.
Yeah.
That's what the cats are.
Furry little supreme overlord.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Jim absolutely thinks he's that. Thanks. I say thanks, but he probably is. Shit.
Hey, I challenge you to find another human being that can make their cat lay upside down in their lap and get their head scratched.
I could roll Jim, but he's not really gonna like it.
How many kitty cats?
And he's a big cat to be doing that with too.
How many kitty cats can you find in the world that are gonna let you flop them over like I do with Mila?
I've seen a few.
Yep, but they have been trained from babies.
Yeah, true.
And that's the only way Milo does it. He's been upside down in my hand since he was a baby.
Yep.
Literally, when we first got him, he fit in one hand.
Yeah.
I laid him upside down in my one hand and petted him like that. And then he got bigger and bigger and bigger, and he's gone from fitting in the palm of my hand to takes up my entire fucking arm now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when I pick him up, he does not argue, complain, or hesitate about going upside down in my arms and getting cuddled like a baby.
Abby was always
Since he was a baby. You know?
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Abby was always sketchy.
Cats do not like that.
Abby was always sketchy of that. When I first brought Abby home, Abby and Jim came out, kind of checked things out, because he was a bold little kitty anyways, little asshole. So right from the start.
Yeah.
But then Abby was staying curled up in the container still. So Jim would come right back over, and he'd
the ones that I just brought into you in the bedroom.
Jim would hang out, and they would lay right outside the door of the container while Abby would stay in there. And he obviously is the boldest cat ever. And eventually she came out, but it took her a little bit to even do it. And that's why I tried to pick her up one day and she wasn't really having it.
No.
And I was like, you know what, Abby, I don't have any need to pick you up really. Every once in a while I'll just pick her up off the ground a little bit. But I'll tell you guys a story. I was going.
You can pick up Jim or not?
Oh, I can pick up Jim and hold him. I got to cradle all his things, but I can hold him and walk around. But after a while, I'm like, man, you're just fucking.
He's heavy.
You're heavy. Yeah. But yeah, I can walk around with Jim, and he checks out things at that height, and he's like, "Hey, look at that! Hey, look at that!"
Well, I can't.
He's
put
curious,
his
Jim.
arms
I
upside
should
down.
name him
I'll tell you
George.
that, she will fight that shit tooth and nail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's why I don't do that with Abby.
But if I pick Smokey up and I put her with her back legs in my hand and her front legs on my shoulder,
Yeah,
she'll chill like that
right,
all day long.
right.
You know, but that cat does not want to be turned over. She will fight you tooth and nail. She is
My
the most
father-
kitty you ever met. But don't try to lay her on her back because she will take fucking chunks out of you.
My father was doing something. My father was doing something the other day, and had his back turned, and Jim jumped up onto his shoulder. Imagine a 25-pound cat jumping up on your fucking shoulder.
Well, that's gonna be spooked right off the bat. I'm gonna be like, "What the fuck?" And then when I realize it's the cat.
Yeah.
And then I don't know.
Oh, he's.
There's so many factors going on in my brain at this. What am I gonna do about it?
Yeah, but I think that's cats. I think that's cats are like, can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it?
Oh yeah.
And maybe
Absolutely.
can I make it? There it is. Oh shit. You know what I mean? I think that's
Well,
cats.
also have this other thing is, I can make it if I can hit that spot right in the middle
Yeah,
first.
I can make it. I can make it.
Spot in the middle first.
That is totally.
Go off of that, and I got this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the spot in the middle moves, the cat's fucked.
Yeah. But sometimes I've had a couple of them where Jim trying to jump on me, and I turned just at the same time as he was trying to jump, and he fucking latched onto me, and I went, oh fuck.
I can
You-
totally see that shit turning south.
Oh, I was so I was pissed. I was
Oh man.
yeah. But my father's quite a bit shorter, so for him to hop onto his shoulder, it's like boop.
Yeah, right. But still, your father's gonna like, what the fuck?
Yeah, oh, yeah. He was.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. He's the one that told me about it. So he's like, I had no idea they could actually do that.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
If it's in your house, it is the cat's house.
Yeah. I told you, furry, tiny, supreme overlords.
Yes.
Except
absolutely.
Jim's not that tiny, but furry
They
little.
own that shit. There's no two ways about it. They
Yeah.
own that shit.
Uh-huh.
Their eyes can be all right. I have to put it this way. Even when a cat looks out the window and it can't get out there, it thinks it owns that property.
Yes. Yes. It owns everything. It owns the house next door and the house next door over here because they can see them.
You know,
Hey,
if
hey,
they can see it,
look,
they
there's a
own
bird at my house.
it. Absolutely. That's the way a cat thinks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. It's pretty funny too.
That's why if a fucking mouse gets in this house,
What mouse?
I
I didn't see a mouse. I didn't see a mouse.
they
Did
will
you?
fuck with it for an entire 2 or 3 fucking hours together. Both cats will just intentionally torture the motherfucker for 2 or 3 hours before they kill it.
Yeah.
They'll slap it back and forth between each other. I've seen them do it.
Right.
And then when it thinks it's,
What?
I don't know what it is. I think at some point the cats just get tired of fucking with it anymore and just kill it.
Mm. I gotta look for a good lighter way to stuff a trout
What was that?
for next weekend. I gotta do that stuffed trout next weekend.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I need to
On charcoal.
charcoal. It would be good on charcoal, wouldn't it?
Yep.
He's right. I know. The Weber wins. The Weber wins. I think
Scale it.
you're the only one that ever gave me answer on that, anyway. But
Scale it. Leave the skin on it.
yeah,
Stuff it.
yeah.
Wrap
Tie it up. Tie it up.
Yep. Oh, tie it up. Yeah. You don't want to wrap it at that point because you're going to
No,
smoke it.
you want to fucking wait.
You want to put a
Smoke it in the Weber.
Oh yeah, charcoal smoke.
Yeah. The evaporization thing, whatever it is.
Medium heat, low smoke.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
And just cook.
let it cook, and then right at the end, you put it on high heat to crisp up the skin.
Yeah, if you want
I like to do that. I don't like the skin to be.
to. Okay, I get that. I totally get
I
that.
want the skin to be edible. The skin will be
Right.
still soggy at that point. I know how it always ends up. I've done it before.
When
I
I
mean,
cook a big trout, I don't even scale it because I cook it on aluminum foil.
I want to scale it.
And I leave the skin and scales
You
sitting
get-
on foil.
you get more-
Meat on the top.
You get more of a juicy bite if you leave the skin on that way, but you don't get that crispy skin bite either.
Right. No, the way I do
You
it,
actually remove the
there's
skin.
no skin bites.
Yeah, there's no skin.
It all pulls
But-
all the meat
and you
pulls
also
the
get-
skin.
You also get the fattiness from the skin, which, whatever. You shouldn't eat too much fish, wild fish that catch, I guess. DEC might talk to me someday. You can't say that kind of stuff. But
The only reason you shouldn't eat X amount of wild fish is because the motherfuckers are dumping chemicals in the air,
mercury.
dropping it on the ground, and the fish are getting it, and then we're getting it too.
I'm fucking already crazy, so.
Right?
And I've eaten so much fish, I can tell you the fucking temperature out.
No, they've already fucking dumped so many chemicals out there on my ass that they're not, all of the effects that they're going to have on me, they pretty much already have.
Exactly.
Maybe. I don't know.
Mad Hatter's
Hey,
disease.
going in the sauna, I'm hoping to get some of that shit out.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to work that way. I don't think that's what happened.
I don't know. All I know is when I sit in the shower for 30 minutes or the sauna for 30 minutes and then get out and get in a nice warm shower, I feel fucking great.
Uh-huh. Well, hey,
Well, just
that's good.
feels good.
That's good. Yeah.
Makes me feel better than I felt when I got in there.
Yeah, hey.
But I don't know by how much, because realistically, I'm kind of a happy motherfucker all the way around anyway.
Yeah.
There's not that much. I mean, yeah, okay, I get distressed when my bills are overdue and, shit like that. And I got to come up with money for something and I'm not really making it come up. But yeah, so I get distressed in those ways. But for the most part, no. That's not my big issue in life.
Remember that house? Remember that house that we checked out in Screw Lake that we did the work on for the siding? And when we first got there and checked it out, you climbed up the ladder, and you were checking it all out, and you were checking the soffit out and shit. And you ran into a bee's nest, and you went back down the ladder going, "Ow, ow, 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 ow."
No,
Like every step was a bee sting.
I guess I don't remember that. That's probably a good thing.
At first I was like, "Oh shit," and then you got down, and I just started laughing. That's too funny.
Oh, and that entire house turned into a fucking major project.
Nightmare. Yeah. With that
the whole porch on
vinyl that was made to look like shakes, like different and at different.
I remember those.
Yeah, and they were stiff. Once you put them in one place, you better be on, or the fucking next one's gonna be off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was a bit.
I wonder what that place looks like right now. I bet you it's burned the fuck down or something.
Yeah, whatever. No, that was a place in Wells. Remember that? Fido up there with
I could probably pull that up on Google Maps right now.
Yeah. That place is still there, yeah.
I'm sure.
With the deck, deck we put over the roof. Remember that? That was the first place that's the first place thought about the twisting of the fucking spindles. Remember that?
No,
Remember that?
Not the first place.
It wasn't?
No.
I thought it was.
Alpine. I think that was the Alpine Lodge when we were doing the repairs there. No, it wasn't there. It was before that.
We didn't do anything at the Alpine Lodge like that.
Yeah, we did.
What did we do as a railing? Spindles?
All the back railings on the Alpine Lodge are still mine. They're still there.
Who did that? Was that while I was doing siding or something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I did all the railings.
And I was doing a lot of interior trim in that place too. So
Yeah. No, I did all the back railings. They're all mine. They're all those twist the fucking
right.
2x2 and
We made a jig too. We made a jig too. We made a jig at Zapalas.
I still have the fucking jig.
Do you? I figured that thing would be rotten by now.
Well, it might be. It's sitting out here in the yard. 10 years of fucking leaves.
Oh, I don't know if we're gonna make it. But we can still figure out how we did make it. So we can rebuild it.
Yeah.
We got the old pattern right there.
Oh, son of a bitch. We don't need the old pattern. We have it still stuck in my brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually have to think about that for a while. It's in there.
Yeah. All it is a measurement between the two.
Right.
And then I'm still alive. I could give you a secret.
The reality is, for building code, you have to be able, you can't
4 inches.
be able to pass a 4-inch spear through the
Yeah,
opening.
4 inches. So it was a 4.5.
Will not allow a 4-inch spear through it. You're good.
We could put them 4.5 to 4 3/4, and then twist them, and they'd be 4.
And it would make it so it wouldn't fit. Yep. I think it was 4.5 was the number we used. And just stuck with 4.5 center to center.
Yeah, and we used like way less spindles by the end of the whole fucking deal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially at Zabalas. That was a lot of railing. Remember him? Remember him telling us? Remember when we were laying?
And you subtracted 1 every 6 feet because of the method we were using.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good method. It was your method, pretty much. I just did what you said back in the day.
I can still walk up to the back deck of the fucking Alpine Lodge, and those railings are still turned exactly the way I set them.
Right.
Fucking 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Was it 20 years ago?
20.
More.
22 years ago, I think. 22 or 23 years ago.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, because I started. I worked at the stand with Jake and Katie in 2008, summer of 2008, I think.
Yeah.
And then I went.
I stopped to see Tom Welsh for a few minutes today because he stopped to talk to me about doing a job for him. So I stepped over to see what the job was. And he didn't realize. It's like he remembers that I was with Christy and the little girls.
Yeah.
And doesn't realize that came to an end. Well, he knows now, but
right.
was the last time I was hanging out and actually having a conversation with him. So long ago. But somebody told him that I have a little tiny excavator. And
No, tiny.
And all of a sudden he stopped.
There's your channel, dude. There's your channel name.
Huh?
There's your channel name.
My channel name?
Little Tiny Excavator.
Boy, I could make a lot of videos on that one.
Yeah.
I just have to set up the camera over there and let the little tiny excavator work. And then, make it go at 9 times faster to make the actual video.
Yeah, right. They'll high speed.
Yeah, increase the speed and cut out 98% of the actual footage.
Yeah, bring it.
But yeah, no, a time lapse like that of little tiny excavator, that might be a fucking cool one.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Little Tiny. Now it's changed.
Figure out how to do that.
Shit.
Little tiny China excavator.
I don't know if you want to add China in there.
Well, they don't make them that small in America. And that's a true story. Actually, they don't make them that small any fucking where but China.
No shit.
Yeah. That's and there's a bunch of people here in America that are making parts. Add-on for these little China excavators that make them a whole lot more solid and cover up your pistons and shit. I looked at some of the shit that's available online, and if I was, real serious about wanting to make this thing be a working ass everyday machine, I would drop $1,000 right now on extra parts.
Right.
Just to upgrade the machine to the point where I would know that it would work 8 to 10 hours a day every fucking day and not break.
Right.
I don't need to do that for it right now. I don't want it to work 8 to 10 hours a day. It doesn't need to. My little fucking ass don't want to get on it for more than like 3 hours at a time.
Yeah.
So,
I gotta end this live here.
All right.
You guys have a good night. Love y'all. If you didn't subscribe, yeah, you probably should. It's all that jazz. Something about commenting. I don't know. Shit like that. Well, anyways, you guys have a good night. And good week. Good all that. Like I said, love y'all. And I'm done. Where's my end button? Where's my end button? Damn it.
There's an end button somewhere.